know I am. Okay. Hello and welcome to Mike's Garage. I don't mean to be laughing. Mike's turning the camera on and I'm trying to belch in it. I made it. It's much better. The camera's rolling. Everything's cool. Hello and welcome to Mike's Garage.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you've already subscribed to our channel, thank you very much. If you haven't, please do. And when you do, be sure and tap on the little notification bell, the button for that, so you'll be notified every time we come up with a new video. You know, which is an important point that I wanted to make again, that I have said before. This is really what I show is for, well, I don't know, hopefully people can learn some things from it. The other thing is, this is my life. This is what I do. It's my day in the life, normal things that I do. And I know that there are always requests to see things that you haven't seen. When they come up, I'll show them. The things that I do over and over again, I figure, well, if I show it, no job is ever the same, it seems like. They never, ever work the same, even though these things are the same over and over again, especially with the old bikes. You've got different situations, different parts. Bike has different history, whatever it's been through. So when I do something and it goes onto a video and it goes into the big library of videos, I may do the same thing again, and maybe I'll show something else in it without realizing that that's the way it is. And hopefully more stuff comes up, because I'll do the same thing over and over and over again. It'll get easier and better for me too. Anyway, that's enough talk. Let me get into this thing here. This is Baby Doll, my Panhead. And lately I've been asked a whole bunch of questions on adjusting valves, which is pretty much routine anyway. However, there are all kinds of hydraulic lifters out there, and then there are solid lifters out there. Harley Davidson didn't put hydraulic lifters in their big twins until 1953. Now, the Panhead came out, the first model Panhead was a 48. It had solid valve lifters, no hydraulic units in them, and they had hydraulic push rods. Now, for whatever reason, those never worked. From what I understand, they never worked well. I've seen a number of them. I've never run a set of them. It was routine in the old days to remove those hydraulic push rods and put in solid push rods to work with the solid valve lifters, adjust them the way you would normally adjust solid valve lifters, which is what we're going to do today. This Baby Doll here is a 52 Panhead. She came with hydraulic push rods and solid lifters. She no longer has hydraulic push rods. She never has in the time I've owned her, and I've had her since 1992. So I'm going to take this air cleaner off just to get it out of the way. And so we'll take the cover and the element off. That's a washable element, and I'll wash it before I put it back in. Yeah. Oh, it's not dirty.
No?
No, look through it.
Okay.
You see light through it?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at outside through it.
I'm looking through inside. So.
I can see all the way outside.
Okay.
Yes, it's dark. No, it's not bad.
Okay.
Although, we're going to do it anyway. Okay, now, let's see. You know, I should have gotten a punch. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get a punch out of the punch drawer. Not to be confused with the punch bowl. Wait a minute. Here we go.
This is a linker, right?
Yes, that's a linkered. That is a linkered M74B, which is one of the most common linkereds. They're wonderful carburetors, and I love them. I certainly love this one. Okay, now this little lock tab on here, am I in your way? Okay, I want to get this little lock tab out of the way. Now, many years ago, many years ago, somebody else had this air cleaner on a bike, and they had these bolts in it, and I couldn't help myself. I used the drilled bolts that were in it, and safety wired this stuff to get it out of the way. So what I'm going to do, am I putting on a good show? There we go. Anyway.
I keep tripping over this thing. No more.
That's an interesting piece, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, those originally were sold through Easy Rider magazine back in the day. And when I went to work at the first shop working on Harleys, my dad found it at a yard sale.
Yeah.
And I put that Harley emblem on the seat, which had that real pearly background to it.
Yeah.
And my butt rubbed all that away. But I spent a lot of hours sitting on that thing. Okay, now this is ready to come off. I just want to get the air cleaner out of the way, which is not really that hard. And probably the carburetor is going to look all dirty, and I should clean it off before I close this thing up. But for now, we're just going to adjust the valves. And the air cleaner just gives me a little better access with my hands. Okay. You know, I could also see a little better. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at those. I had no idea we had those on there. Okay, that's not true, but it sounded good. Sounded like Mr. Magoo talking. Okay. Okay, and there's the backing plate from the carburetor. From the air cleaner. And now we have access to these push rods. And like I said, we'll wash that carburetor off before I get this thing all done. You know, I want to go the other side and pull the spark plugs out. We have access to everything here, but by pulling the spark plugs out, we can rotate the engine, and I've already cracked these loose. They weren't really that loose, just running down the road. Okay. There we go. Is your sound working okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I had a feeling it wasn't, so thank you. Anyway, so here we are, and let's see. The best way to do this, I already pulled the clips off. These are the clips. I got them off very carefully with a screwdriver, and maybe I'll do one or two of them so we can show this. Now, here we've got, I can lift this up, and of course this horn is in the way, but, you know, in the old days, guys would have taken that off to give them more access to the push rods. But this horn is so cool that I will put up with it. I will put up with it being in my way, the whole works. I just love it. It's a factory accessory, and it's called a Jubilee horn.
So is the oil filter too, isn't it?
Yes, that's a factory accessory. Yeah, those are the accessories I like. How wonderful to have an oil filter. I mean, you know, that's a great thing. And how wonderful to have this horn. I have put later internals in it, so it's 12 volt. And when the engine's running and we're charging up real good, well, here. Let's just see for fun what she'll do here.
Oh, yeah.
This baby doll talking.
Yep.
Anyway, so now what we need to do, get back on adjusting these, I think I'm going to sit down so I can see in here a little better. We're going to look down here at the lifters. And there they are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the motor over by hand. I've put it in gear. It's actually in 4th gear, so that if I put my hands in here to feel these push rods, I can turn the motor over by hand with the rear wheel if I want to. Okay, now we're going to watch these lifters. There's the exhaust. Okay. Now the way you do it is the exhaust goes up and down, then the intake goes up and down. When the intake goes down, then both valves are closed. You're on the compression stroke of the motor, which is where you want to be when you adjust your valves. So here we go. Okay, now the exhaust is going down, the intake is going up. See it? Okay, let's point to it. There's the intake. This is the exhaust. The intake, right, it's right even with the carburetor, where the intake valve is in the cylinder head. So there's the exhaust valve, there's the intake. Now let's watch that intake valve drop. There it is.
Yep.
Now I took it down till it went all the way to the bottom, and this gave it just a little bit of a turn. More, to make sure. Now, when I check them when I'm all done, it'll be different. But one of the, we'll go a little further here. What we're going to do is I'm going to take this push rod out. Why, you say? Because I'm getting some little leaks here, and I thought maybe I'd just put some new corks in here. So that's what I'm going to do, starting right about now. I'm going to take this lock nut loose right here. That was cool. Okay. All right. I'll take the lock nut loose. Now this is not real easy on a panhead. And the reason it's not easy is here I am trying to demonstrate it. And probably not many people have demonstrated this on YouTube, simply because it's not easy. It's a lot easier to do a shovel head. But see, right here, we go clear up here, and we still don't have much push rod to hang on to down here. Whereas on a shovel head, they're longer, and you've got more room there. So I'll show you how to do this on my shovel head. It's the same thing on a panhead. Well, like I said, all these things are just a little bit different from each other. And that's just part of the program. You know, there are things about panheads that are easier, things about panheads that are harder. You know, one of the things about panheads that I really love is they're so old that the quality is over the top. The quality is really, really nice, you know. The factory was more than happy to give you a lot for your money. The accessories on a panhead, the adjustability of things on a panhead is really, really nice. You know, the old plunger seats and things like that that you can adjust for your weight. Or like if you have a shovel head, you want to take the spark plugs out. That's an aluminum head with aluminum threads, and you're going to take a spark plug in and out of that how many times? That's why I always say always put anti-seize on your spark plugs. Well, on a panhead, there's a steel insert cast right there in the head.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Again, that's just old-time quality. Now we're getting this one loosened up. And let's see here. As soon as I get this lock nut backed off far enough, then we'll turn the adjuster down. Yeah, I found, I'm getting a lot of leaks in this motor. And what it amounts to is it's running great. It's running really well. Why is it developing leaks? I'd say there's probably a lot of blow-by in the cylinders. Yeah, this stuff has not been rebuilt in a long time. And gee, it's just running too well to take it all apart. And so I just keep trying to seal up a few leaks here and there. But I think she's about due for some, we'll get some other projects further along before we take baby doll apart, disable her, because I miss her too badly when she's down.
Yep.
In our last video, we did the primary on baby doll, and I put the rest of her back together. I put her floorboard and her clutch pedal and all that back on. But then I said, well, as long as she's on the lift, let's adjust those valves, put new corks in the pushrod tubes. Now, it seems to me we should be able to get this pushrod out of here pretty easy now. Let me get my fingers in here. Well, hell, let's see here. There we go. What we'll do is we'll continue to move that lock nut. What was that about?
Well, you're being quiet too long.
I'm being too quiet too long? Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, now the sound system quits working, doesn't it?
No, it works.
Oh, it gets real sensitive.
Too sensitive, yes.
Okay. Too sensitive.
It's looking for your voice.
Not to be confused with three sensitive. Okay, all right. Okay, now we've got this lock nut backed off far enough that we can get this big adjuster to go down. Sounds like the kids are out there playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool. All right. We got basketball stars on our street.
Yep. Basketball and baseball.
Baseball?
Baseball too, yeah.
I never seen him play baseball.
No, the daughter does.
Oh, that's right.
She's very good.
I'll bet she is. I just remember her being a little bitty kid.
Yeah.
And just being the sweetest little kid.
And now she drives.
All of a sudden, she's a young lady. It's like, wait a minute.
Golf cart up and down the street.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, she had it full of her girlfriends the other day, and they're jamming up and down the street. And you wonder, are those kids up to no good? No, they were just having too much fun. I mean, their dad jumped on board for a while. They're neat kids. I like our street, man. Okay, now. There it is. All right. There it is. Well, I guess. Yeah, this is a little long-winded to do all this by hand, but that's the way it's done. And, that's another thing, you look at these at these old bikes and you see how much labor is involved in doing so many things to them.
Yeah.
And you have to remember when they were originally built, labor wasn't that expensive, you know. Living wasn't that expensive.
Yep.
But it is today. That's why people learn to do things themselves now. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, now that should be down there far enough that it should come out. And there it is.
There it is.
I don't want to take the horn off. I just don't want to. And I'm not going to. All right, fine. You know, I don't remember last time I pulled these out of here. I don't remember having to pull the horn out.
Nope. You'll get it. Can we get you a pick?
A pick? No. No, thank you.
Don't put it in your fingers.
I really think that I can get the gas line out of the way. Fuel line.
Petrol?
Well, you could say that.
Now, was petrol a brand name, or that's
No, that's
what they called it?
that's what they call it. It's the British word for gasoline. That's what they call it. And I suppose saying gas may even sound crude to them. I don't know. You know, it's hard to say. But I'll bet you that I will get a remark on that from our friend in Sherwood Forest.
Yeah.
And I just love the things he writes.
Yep.
In fact, I want to ask him permission to give me permission to read some of his stuff
Oh, that'd be great.
on the YouTube channel. I think people would enjoy it.
Oh, yes.
I love it. I think he's just a literary genius.
Yes, sir.
And boy, is he fun. Okay, now, why am I having...
We don't know.
I don't either.
Because the camera's on?
Probably.
Oh.
That's got to be it. I feel like it's in my face at this point.
Okay, then I'll back up.
Yeah, you could do that.
There we go. How's
And
that?
I can't get this out far enough to get... I don't want to take the horn off.
You didn't take it off last time.
Are you sure? No, you're not.
Actually, you did.
Did I?
Yep.
It's been a long
We
time.
gave it a good cleaning.
Well, I guess. I guess. We know how to do this. We're big kids. Yeah, really? Isn't that funny? How many times have I done the valves in this thing?
Not too many times.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Oh,
in your
yeah.
lifetime, but not with me around.
Oh, that's because you're just a kid. Okay. And we'll get this off of here. I think it may just swing up. I can't remember if it just swings up or not. Okay, here we go. There we go. I don't believe that's going to give me any more room. It's not. Nope.
This one would work too then.
Well, we might. Just to adjust a set of valves sounds a bit strange, but I'm going to have to get to the other side and take the horn off.
Yep. There's no room in there.
What's that?
Not enough room in there.
No, there is not. And I'm going to get that off rather quickly. So let me get a wrench for that. And let me get a socket for this. And let's see if that ratchet's still laying over there. If this is a quick ratchet. I really feel silly. I don't remember going through that kind of grief. Well, it wouldn't be for adjusting the valves, it would be for changing the corks. So that must be that those corks are overdue to be changed. Which would be fine. All right. And we'll get this one off of here. And now you know why people took the horns off. Certainly guys with choppers. This little ratchet's one of my favorites. I love this thing. There, how's that?
You want me to grab hold of that?
No, because I don't know what'll happen if you do.
Okay.
But thank you. That may give me enough room and it may not, and if it doesn't, I'll just have to disconnect the horn and take it out. It's so funny. I was thinking about the last time I did this on this motor, and I think what it was the last time I did this, it was not this bike, it was my knuckle. And that's why there was nothing in the way. Now I'm going to have to take it off. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's about a 1-inch wrench.
Oh, yeah?
No, it's bigger than that.
Oh, I see. Right in there.
Excuse me? No, it's 1 1/8. Okay, now we'll need a little Phillips. Well, seems to be the way it is. Pretty much. And then when I take this wire loose, both wires actually, like I was saying, there's a company, I don't know who it is, that makes these horns for Evos, for late model bikes. And they're duplicating the old ones. And they do a pretty good job of it. And I bought this one at a swap meet, and so it is 12 volt. It was intended for a Harley Heritage, I'm sure. I didn't pay much for it. The trumpet on it had been cut. Someone had shortened it. And so I didn't really care because all I really wanted, because I already had the original horn, all I really wanted, come on, all I really wanted was this. Sorry, I had to quit talking, but this is the 12 volt horn, which takes the place of the original 6 volt that went on that thing. So I was able to have a trumpet horn for my Panhead. And I just love it. Until now, because now it's giving me grief. Okay, now we're going to take this out of here. Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, I don't agree with all this.
No. So what I'm going to do is take the nut off of this, and I will then be able to pull it right off. Well, they are playing baseball. You're right.
Oh, darn, she moved. Yeah, she's pretty good, too.
Oh, she's a great kid. She's like all the kids on the street. They're sweet kids. Nice kids. There. Now that was no big deal. Yeesh. And there is the intake push rod. Look at that, it just came right out of there, didn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay. And like I said, you can see a lot of oil and mess down in there. And I'm not real pleased about it, but it's the way it is.
Sorry.
You don't have to say that. It's not dirty at all. It's just oily.
3-0.
Just oily. And it's great. Okay, we got that out of there. And now, let me take this seal out of here. And what in the world is that copper wire doing in there? Huh. That was just a little tiny piece of copper. And I'm going to take this seal out of here. You know, now would be a good time for a pick. There's a pick. All right. And that's one of those good seals, like I like. I like the corks, and I like those. Let's see if we can get the cork out of here. Oh, it's on it. It's still on it. Okay. Now, gonna wipe this tube off. And what we're going to do is we're going to open this up, pull this tube apart, and the parts that go in here are important. Okay, there's a spring, there's a flat washer down here, and it all goes together like that. So I'm going to pull it all apart. Wipe it all down.
We talk about t-shirts.
We could, but right now I'm going to wipe all this down and put it back together.
Do you need alcohol?
No, I don't need anything. Thank you. I'm just wiping it down. That's all there is to it. Don't need to get fancy about it. And let's see. This bag is still sealed, I think. Okay, so we'll put it back together. Wipe down the cup. I think of that this as being a cup. Okay. We'll put the spring in it. And we'll put the flat washer in it. Well, these are real thin washers. And they are a Harley part. And I know there are other people that produced them, but that's, there we go. What that does is that protects the cork from the spring. So we'll put that back on there. The cup is there, the spring is there, the washer's there, and now we have a cork. Okay, now we'll take this here, outer part, the top part, or the bottom part of the tube actually, and it's all nice and clean inside actually, very clean. And that goes back together just like that. Now what I think we're going to do is we'll put this in place. Now, We need one cork for the top, and we'll put it right into the cylinder head, and it'll stay there. There it is, okay? And then we're going to put one on the bottom here, and I've got a little white lithium I want to put on this, because although these are nice rubber seals that I happened to get way back when, they're really getting a little old, and I want to be sure that they seal. So I'll put a little white lithium on them, and they'll seal nicely. So we'll just take that and put that right onto the lifter block. Okay. And let's see, and the cork we'll put right on top. Like that. But we're going to, I put it in there already. Okay, so now we can take this one right here, put it in place. It really does it well without the horn in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I would have taken the horn out had I realized that I needed to. Okay, now let me get one of these. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to call this prepping for a valve adjustment. Okay?
Okay.
Well, the reason we're going to do that is because it took all that time to remove the horn, to realize I needed to, and then to do it. Well, that's reality. I mean, that's, you know, I love people who say something is reality and then they make it all up. Well, this is reality. This is what it takes. And when you get in a situation like that, you just deal with it. And there it is. The horn is off. The pushrod tubes have new seals in them now. And this valve is almost adjusted. And we'll get it here in a second. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Let's see if we can do this a little bit by hand. Yep. And there it is. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put this clothespin right here. There we go. Something cold and wet. It's gasoline from the carburetor. Okay. Don't see my tappet wrenches here.
What?
Tappet wrenches. There should be 3 of them.
They are.
I have one right here in my hand. There should be 2 more over there. That's 2 and 3. Okay. Anyway, so we'll take this one here and we'll go like that. Then we'll take the, see, that one's a 1/2 inch at the top. And this one is 7/16 on the adjuster here. So we'll just get that done. The lock nut. And as soon as I get this one down, we're going to stop. And then in our next video, we'll do the valve adjustment. But right now, we're going to adjust one. And I'll show you how to check it, which is the big deal. I think what we're going to do is stop right here. And in the next video, we'll do the valve adjust. This one, we prepped for it. We got to it. We did it. We showed the assembly. And hopefully that'll help somebody. But what we're going to do in the next video is we'll adjust the valves. So what I do want to say is don't forget we have t-shirts. Okay, we've got t-shirts. We've got a baseball cap with an embroidered Pacific mic on it. And this is fun stuff. So if you want a t-shirt, all you need to do is go to pacificmic.com, which is our website. In the upper right-hand corner, it says Shirt Store. Click on that and you can order your shirts. But for now, we're going to just hold back on this and show the adjustment in our next video. And believe me, we won't take long to get that video up and out to you. So until then, we'll see you out on the road.